Cleveland outgained the Bengals 327 to 141 and still lost because Joe Flacco threw picks. The franchise QB was right there in street clothes, and the Browns refused to play him.
Bengals beat the Browns 17-16. The Browns outgained the Bengals 327 to 141 and had the ball for nearly 36 minutes, but it wasn't enough. And this is why you need to find your quarterback. I don't know why y'all fooling with Joe Flacco. Y'all know Joe Flacco's not taking y'all anywhere. He's not your quarterback of your future. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose trying to find out who my quarterback is. That's just me. I don't care. I don't care if it's Gabriel. I don't care if it's Shedeur. I don't care who it is. I just know Joe Flacco ain't your quarterback.
Moving forward, Shedeur Sanders reacted to Ryan Staub, third string quarterback who saved Colorado Buffaloes from losing to Delaware 24-7. Primetime Deion Sanders has still yet to name a starter ahead of the matchup against Houston. He also spoke about his son, Shedeur Sanders, reaching out to Ryan Staub after the amazing performance that he put out against Delaware. I'm going to play these video clips and let you guys hear what Coach Prime had to say as we close this video.
The NFL world is absolutely losing their minds right now, and Shannon Sharpe just said what every expert is thinking. The Cleveland Browns are making a catastrophic mistake keeping Shedeur Sanders buried as their emergency quarterback. While 41-year-old Joe Flacco is out there throwing pick after pick, one of the most promising young talents in football is rotting on the bench, and insider sources are calling it the biggest coaching blunder of the season. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. Shedeur just made a move that's got everyone talking, reaching out to Colorado's backup Ryan Staub after his heroic performance. And what Coach Prime revealed about that phone call is about to change. Everything you think you know about this quarterback controversy.
But he's working his butt off.
Ryan Scholes from Ralphie Report. Ryan Staub said that Shedeur has helped him a lot get ready for this,
Yeah.
and then Shedeur showed some love to him on Twitter after the game. Kind of
Right.
How cool is that to have Shedeur there helping him out?
He's talked to him as well. He's called him. He's called him, and they conversated as well. First of all, you got to understand, Staub is a lovable dude, man. Like everybody who's played here previously have reached out to him and congratulated him, or some way or another tweeted him or done something to let them know how proud they are, because he's always been a stand-up guy. No matter who's starting, he's always been there in support. He's not going to be one of those guys who, you know, somebody else is starting, he's sitting on the bench mad, sulking. He's not built like that. He's going to be there in support and make sure you're prepared, make sure the scout team is prepared. He's going to give you everything he has whenever he gets the opportunity to practice, or even if I think he was giving signals last week. You know, going from giving signals then getting in the game, come on, man, that don't happen. That don't happen. This is a real life story that's happening right before your eyes. So hats off.
Look, I'm going to be straight with you guys. What's happening in Cleveland right now is beyond frustrating, and I know you feel it too. We're watching one of the most talented quarterbacks in recent memory get completely wasted, while a 41-year-old veteran who clearly doesn't have it anymore continues to start games. But before we get into all that drama, let me tell you about something that happened this week that perfectly shows you the type of leader Shedeur Sanders really is. So check this out. While everyone's debating whether Shedeur should be starting for the Browns, he's out here making moves that show exactly why he's built different. Ryan Staub, Colorado's third-string quarterback, just saved the Buffaloes from what could have been a devastating upset loss to Delaware. The kid came in clutch when his team needed him most. And guess who was the first person to reach out to him? That's right, Shedeur Sanders.
Oftentimes those guys don't come with the 3 and 4 and 5 stars that you guys get excited about. I'm looking more at, can they play here? Do they fit who we are? Not do they come with a 4 and 5 and a star or whatever have it. And Staub is one of those guys, man, and I'm proud of him. I'm not confirming nothing to y'all. Y'all know that. We ain't like that. We're good. We have capable guys. Staub has been doing a phenomenal job doing and getting the majority of the reps, but I haven't made that assessment or decision yet. You know, in today's media, we don't care about being correct anymore. We just want to be first. And there's no subjection to you when you're wrong. Nobody says nothing. You just go with it. I'm not saying that's the case, but that's where we are in media. Nobody gives a darn about being correct, being right. Everybody just want to be first. That don't make no sense to me. I would love the integrity that we want.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so what? Teammates support each other. But here's where it gets interesting. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders himself, revealed that Shedeur didn't just tweet some generic congratulations. This man actually called Ryan Staub personally. They had real conversations. Shedeur was out there mentoring and supporting a guy who, let's be honest, he could easily see as competition for playing time. Think about that for a second. While he's dealing with his own frustrations in Cleveland, and trust me, we'll get to that, Shedeur is still taking time to lift up his former teammates. That's the type of character we're talking about here. That's the type of leader that organizations dream of having under center. But Coach Prime said something that really stuck with me. He called Ryan Staub the ultimate teammate and the ultimate character guy, and then he made this point that hit different. But oftentimes those guys don't come with the 3 and 4 and 5 stars that you guys get excited about. I'm looking more at can they play here? Do they fit who we are? You see where I'm going with this? While everyone's obsessing over star ratings and measurables, Primetime is focused on character and fit. And guess what? Shedeur Sanders has both, the talent and the character. He's got 5-star ability with that team-first mentality that makes everyone around him better. Now let's talk about what's really got everyone fired up. The Cleveland Browns just dropped their unofficial Week 2 depth chart. And guess where Shedeur Sanders is sitting? Still buried at third string. Third string, behind a 41-year-old Joe Flacco who just threw 2 interceptions in a devastating loss to the Bengals. Let me break down how insane this situation really is. The Browns outgained Cincinnati 327 to 141 yards. They controlled the ball for nearly 36 minutes. They did everything right except the most important thing. They couldn't finish drives because their quarterback play was trash. Joe Flacco looked lost out there, making the same mistakes we've seen from aging quarterbacks for decades. And Shannon Sharpe? Man, he went nuclear on this topic. Listen to what he said. I don't know why y'all fooling with Joe Flacco. Y'all know Joe Flacco is not taking y'all anywhere. He's not your quarterback of your future. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose. Trying to find out who my quarterback is. Boom. That's exactly what every Browns fan is thinking right now. Why are you playing it safe with a guy who's clearly done when you have potential franchise-changing talent sitting right there on your bench? But here's what really gets me heated about this whole situation. Shannon Sharpe continued, I don't care if it's Gabriel. I don't care if it's Shedeur. I don't care who it is. I just know Joe Flacco ain't your quarterback. Now, Shannon mentioned both quarterbacks, but let's be real about something. Between Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Shedeur Sanders, who do you think gives Cleveland the better chance to compete? DTR has had his opportunities and hasn't exactly set the world on fire. Meanwhile, Shedeur is sitting there with all the tools you want in a modern NFL quarterback. The arm talent, the football IQ, the leadership qualities we just saw with the Ryan Staub situation. This is where the Browns front office is showing their complete lack of vision. They're so focused on trying to salvage this season with a band-aid solution that they're missing the bigger picture. You know what would energize that fan base? You know what would give them something to actually get excited about? Seeing what Shedeur Sanders can do when given a real opportunity. The Ravens are coming to town this Sunday, and they're pissed after blowing that huge lead to Buffalo. Baltimore had a 40-25 advantage late in the fourth quarter and somehow found a way to lose. You think they're not going to be looking to take out their frustrations on Cleveland? You think Joe Flacco is the guy who's going to stand up to that pressure? But here's where it gets really interesting. And this is something that's been eating at me all week. The media coverage around this whole situation has been completely backwards. Everyone's talking about patience and development and not rushing young quarterbacks. But where was all this concern when other rookie quarterbacks were getting thrown into the fire? And speaking of media coverage, Coach Prime dropped some serious truth bombs about how the media operates today. He said something that perfectly captures what's happening with the Shedeur Sanders narrative. In today's media, we don't care about being correct anymore. We just want to be first. And there's no subjection to you when you're wrong. Nobody says nothing. You just go with it. Man, that hit different. Because that's exactly what's happening here. Everyone's so quick to create these narratives about why Shedeur shouldn't be starting, but where's the accountability when those takes age poorly? Where's the follow-up when Joe Flacco continues to prove that he's not the answer? Primetime continued. I would love the integrity that we once had with media. I would love that. And you know what? We need that same integrity when evaluating quarterback situations. Instead of defaulting to the veteran presence narrative, how about we actually look at who gives the team the best chance to win? Here's what's really going on behind the scenes, and this is something that's not getting enough attention. The Browns coaching staff knows that Shedeur has the talent to be their starter. They see it every day in practice, but they're caught between trying to appease ownership, manage expectations, and deal with a veteran quarterback room that might have some egos involved. Think about it from Shedeur's perspective for a minute. He's watching guys like Caleb Williams and Drake may get opportunities while he's stuck holding a clipboard behind a quarterback who was already declining when he was in Baltimore. The frustration has to be building, but look how he's handling it. Instead of complaining to the media or causing drama, he's out here supporting former teammates and staying ready. That maturity is exactly why he should be getting more opportunities. But here's what I think is really happening. The Browns are scared. They're scared of what it means if Shedeur comes in and immediately plays better than their veteran. They're scared of admitting they might have mismanaged this situation from the beginning. But you know what's scarier? Wasting a potential franchise quarterback because you're too stubborn to admit when you're wrong. And that's exactly what Cleveland is doing right now. The Baltimore Ravens matchup this Sunday is the perfect opportunity to see what Shedeur can really do. Baltimore's defense is good, but they're also coming off an emotional loss where they blew a huge lead. If Joe Flacco struggles early, and let's be honest, that's probably going to happen, this could be the moment where the Browns finally make the move everyone's been waiting for. That I've been saying this for weeks now, and I'll keep saying it until it happens. Cleveland needs to make a quarterback change somewhere between week 3 and week 5. They can't keep running Joe Flacco out there and expecting different results. That's literally the definition of insanity. And here's my bold prediction. When Shedeur finally gets his shot, and it's when, not if, he's going to remind everyone why he was considered one of the top quarterback prospects in recent memory. The arm talent is there. The leadership is there. The football IQ is there. All he needs is an opportunity. But this situation also highlights a bigger problem in the NFL. Teams are so afraid of making mistakes that they end up making bigger mistakes by playing it safe. You think Kansas City was playing it safe when they drafted Patrick Mahomes and eventually moved on from Alex Smith? You think Buffalo was playing it safe when they committed to Josh Allen despite his accuracy concerns? The great organizations take calculated risks on talented players. They don't let politics and comfort zones dictate their roster decisions. And right now, Cleveland is letting politics dictate their quarterback room. What makes this even more frustrating is that this isn't just about one game or one season. This is about the future of the franchise. Shedeur Sanders could be the guy who finally brings stability to a quarterback position that's been a revolving door for decades. But instead of finding out, they're wasting time with a placeholder who everyone knows isn't the long-term answer. The clock is ticking on this situation. Every week that passes with Joe Flacco as the starter is another week of lost development time for Shedeur. It's another week of missed opportunities to build chemistry with the receivers. It's another week of the fan base losing faith in the organization's decision-making. So here's what needs to happen, and I'm calling it right now. If the Browns lose to Baltimore this Sunday, especially if it's because of poor quarterback play, that needs to be the end of the Joe Flacco experiment. It's time to see what the future looks like, and that future is wearing number 2. The NFL experts are furious, the fans are frustrated, and honestly, they have every right to be. When you have talent like Shedeur Sanders on your roster and you're not utilizing it, you're doing a disservice to everyone, the player, the team, and the fans who invest their time and energy into supporting this organization. But here's the thing that gives me hope. Shedeur's handling of this whole situation shows me that when he does get his chance, he's going to be ready. The way he reached out to Ryan Staub, the way he stayed professional despite the frustration, the way he's continued to work and prepare, that's the mindset of a future star. Cleveland, the writing is on the wall. Your fans are ready for change. The experts are calling for change. And your future franchise quarterback is sitting right there waiting for his opportunity. The question isn't whether Shedeur Sanders can play in the NFL. The question is how much longer Cleveland is going to wait to find out just how special he really is. What do you think? Are the Browns making a massive mistake keeping Shedeur on the bench? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're as frustrated with this situation as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this quarterback controversy. Trust me, this story is just getting started, and you're not going to want to miss what happens next.